Today we're going to talk about fats. So there are two kinds of fats, oil and solid fats. In solid fats we find saturated and or trans fats, while in oils we find polyunsaturated or monounsaturated fats. The healthy heart fats that we want to take in are the polyunsaturated or monounsaturated fats, the oils. Oils can be found in nuts, fish, some fish, avocado, and olives. Those are just some foods that you can find them in. Also, of course, your solid oil, which would be canola oil, corn oil, olive oil, vegetable oil, which are generally used in cooking. The bad fats that we don't want to be taking in are the saturated or trans fats, which come in solid fats. Some types of solid fats include butter, milk, the milk fat, chicken, beef, pork fat, margarine, and shortening. We don't want to be taking those in because the saturated and trans fats within the solid fat raise the LDL cholesterol levels or bad cholesterol levels within the body, which then increases the risk of heart disease. Here is a little example of how the cholesterol plaque builds up within the body. Here's a artery with none, and as you can see, each one over gets a little bit thicker and it gets harder for the blood to flow in through to the heart. We do need to take in these oils because they provide essential nutrients to the body, and also they provide vitamin E. For girls and guys, only about 6 to 7 teaspoons should be eaten a day, which is about 2 tablespoons. And in 2 tablespoons of food, for 1 tablespoon of these fats, you will generally consume about 120 calories. For example, in most oils, 1 tablespoon is about 120 calories, all of those calories coming from fat. Peanut butter, 1 tablespoon is about 90 calories, with 70 to 75 of those calories coming from fat. Mayo, 1 tablespoon is about 100 calories, 100 calories coming from fat. Or in, for example, avocado, about a half of a medium-sized avocado is about 160 calories, and 130 of those calories come from fat. Fat can be found in many foods. For example, in fish, 3 ounces of fish, which is, a piece about this big, very small, not what we normally would serve ourselves. There is about this much solid fat and oils that you can find versus 3 ounces, so the same serving size, of lean ground beef. So you can see the difference. You want to be choosing the fish more than the ground beef if you're concerned about levels of fat. Here is another example. We have skim milk here. So this is 1 cup of skim milk versus 1 cup of whole milk. So that's something that is an easy fix in your day-to-day life. Just substitute out the whole milk or the 2% milk for 1% or preferably skim milk. Here, along with the fish and the ground beef, we have 3 ounces of chicken that is roasted, not fried, without the skin on it. So not as bad as the 3 ounces excuse me, of ground beef, but still more than the 3 ounces of fish. Here we have 1.6 ounce hot dog. So as you can see, the tube is all the way filled with solid fats. And a cheeseburger that you would get from any fast food restaurant without mayo is a whopping 3 tubes filled of solid fat. So not the best choice to be making, considering the fact that the average teenager or up to 30 years old should only be taking in about 2 tablespoons of fat per day, and that's just, you know, a hamburger eaten in one sitting. You'll take in way more than you need. Here is a last example of fat. This is about 2 pounds of fat, and it's pretty heavy for only 2 pounds. You think of that, you know, extra 2 pounds you gained over Christmas. Here it is. Kind of funny to think about. And here we go. This is really heavy. Is 5 pounds of fat. Not a pleasant thing to think about, that 5 pounds that you've been carrying on. Here it is. So basically what I'm trying to tell you guys is that there's 2 kinds of fats, oils and solid fats. We want to cut back on the solid fats because they generally have more calories in them, and they are unhealthy fats, saturated and trans fats. We don't want those. We want to stay away from those. So choose, if you're going to have any kind of fat in your diet, choose the oils. So canola oil, olive oil, vegetable oil. Cook your meat and your veggies in vegetable oil versus, or olive oil, cooking them in just plain butter, you know. Substitute the milk for skim milk. Just everyday changes that can really help lower the levels of cholesterol and the levels of unhealthy fats that we consume on a daily basis.